Guys, I know this sounds weird, but I've said it a few times on the channel before. This is probably my favorite electric car right now. Maybe because my boys and I, we do a bit of surfing, but I love it. I think it's just so practical. I love the rear seats, the way they fold down into the floor of the car. I love the efficiency, the range. This is just brilliant. And my friend Mark in China, he has just done a review for the channel on the Xpeng X9. Here are some of the reasons that I absolutely love this car. For one, price. I mean, there is currently really very few affordable electric MPVs anywhere in the world. And this is one of them. It's going to be coming in under 100,000 Australian dollars. There's nothing else to compete with this car for how good it is in the price. My guess, the base model might be around 95,000 Australian dollars. So around about 60,000 US dollars for a car this big. I mean, this is bigger than a Kia Carnival. It's bigger, way more practical, way more luxurious, much nicer than a Kia Carnival. If you're going to consider if you know someone or you're considering buying a van, an MPV, do not buy the Kia Carnival. This thing is so much better. It really puts that car to shame. Now, this is one of the best-selling MPVs in China right now, and for damn good reason. It's incredibly good. The base model gets a single motor and 700 kilometers of CLTC range. So that's about 600 kilometers WLTP. Considering this thing can charge at around 300 kilowatt charging speed, 600 kilometers of range, I don't see why you'd ever need more than that. I mean, that's nearly 400 miles of range. Now, that's the single motor version. There is actually also an all-wheel drive version that adds an extra motor at the front, and that has 640 kilometers. That's CLTC range, so around about 540 kilometers WLTP range. Now, as I mentioned before, it can charge really fast, and one of the reasons is because it has an 800 volt high voltage platform. Xpeng say you can add 300 kilometers of range on a 10-minute charge. So that's not much different to how long it takes you to actually put fuel, gasoline, petrol, or diesel into your vehicle. It's also pretty fast. The all-wheel drive version does 0 to 100 in 5.7 seconds and has a top speed of 200 kilometers an hour. Not to say you'd probably want to do that. But here's one thing you might not know. This vehicle is made using the largest die casting machine, I believe, in the world. It's a 12,000 ton die casting machine. So it's a similar size die casting machine to what Tesla used for the Tesla Cybertruck. But that gives it massive torsional stiffness of 46,000 Newton meters. It also makes this vehicle lighter than the competition. It makes it safer than the competition. And it also means that it's, as far as I know, the only MPV in the world that uses similar technology to Tesla's Model Y and, of course, to the Tesla Cybertruck. Now, here's the thing, though. It doesn't just use one 12,000 ton casting machine. It uses two. Apparently, the front of the car is made using a 7,000 ton die casting machine, and the rear section is made using a 12,000 ton die casting machine. So this car is basically made out of two enormous separate pieces. They join these two massive pieces together. There's a structural battery pack that connects everything. And guys, technologically, this is one of the most advanced cars ever made in history. I absolutely can't wait for this car to come out. It's coming out in Australia this year. It's coming out in the UK. I know I've had people from the UK contact me saying, Sam, when's this car coming? I need to know when it's coming. It's coming out. It's already out in Hong Kong now. It's going to be in multiple countries. I believe Thailand, Malaysia, many different countries that Xpeng are going to sell this car around the world. And I'm stoked that they are doing this because it means that millions of people will have access to one, if not the best electric MPV currently in the world, especially when it comes to value for money.
Hello everybody, Mark here once again with the Electric Viking, and today I'm going to be giving you a walk around of a car that we did a video about recently with the X9 going to Thailand. Well, I'm going to give you a walk around of an actual X9. We're here in Hong Kong. You can see this is St. Stephen's Bay over behind me. So this is my first time driving a right-hand drive Xpeng, or a right-hand drive Chinese car, I should say, even out on the road. So I'm going to show you around the car now. I'll get the sun back on my face. I'll show you around the car, give you some information on it. Now, this car has been shown in Australia. It's been shown in many other countries as well, also in the UK, also in Europe. It's probably going to be going abroad to more of those countries very, very soon. It is now available here in Hong Kong. It is available in Thailand. I think it might even be available in Indonesia and somewhere like that. But yes, going to international markets, let's go and get to know it a little bit better. Here is the Xpeng X9. This is a full-size MPV 7-seater in a 2+2+3 formation. Looks pretty mean in this black. And you can see some of the details around here. We've got 20-inch alloys. I believe you can also get 18-inch alloys on this, at least in China. But 20-inch seems to be standard here in Hong Kong. Got the X-Robot face there at the front. As I mentioned in the Thailand video, these are not LiDAR units here in Hong Kong. So these are just for, well, they're basically just empty space there. And it's very futuristic styling. Check out the rake on that windscreen there. That is Cybertruck-esque almost in terms of its dimensions. Let me come around the back so you can get a better look at this. We're getting a bit of silhouetting going on because the sun is behind us. It's in the afternoon here. So let me press the button on the boot lid there. Pop the boot lid open. I want to show you some really cool features in here. Check out the space down there. So a super deep boot floor. Now why is that? Well, let's go over here. Press these two buttons in for a few seconds. And watch what happens here. So the headrests are going down automatically, and then the rear bench is going to start to fold forwards. Now you can stop it when they go flat and have that amount of space, or if you hang on and see what happens now is the bench starts to fold backwards and slots neatly into the floor to give you a flat load area. And then you can slide those two seats as far forward as you want if you really need to. You can get up to 4 bikes in the back of this car. Now you have 2,554 litres of space on the X9. I'll pull that switch back up so our seats start to go back into the right position again. You'll notice over here we have 2 more buttons. These are for the dual chamber air suspension, so you can raise or lower the car, 90mm in total. A little bit of extra stuff under the boot floor, even though it's already so deep as it is. Let me pop down the boot lid again. Let me take you into the front of the car. Actually, I'll take you into the middle of the car first, and I'll show you the front from here, so you can see what's going on from back here. Bear in mind, I've got some cameras in here. So we got there, I believe, a 15.4-inch screen running on Xpeng system. Beautiful interior. Got another about 10-point-something-inch screen there behind the steering wheel. Got lovely fabrics across the back of the dashboard. You've got some real wood across the middle there. Ambient lighting running underneath that strip in the middle and over there in the doors. We get twin 50-watt wireless chargers, ventilated as well. Twin cup holders. A lot of space under the dashboard there, including fragrance pots, so you can get different fragrances for your car. And extra space, you've got USB-C sockets, a pair of them down there. Digital rear view mirror as well, so you can see behind the car nice and easily. This car comes with 23 speakers producing 2,180 watts of sound and 7.1.6 surround sound as part of the X Opera system. You can see some of those speakers up there in the roof. We've also got ourselves a panoramic sunroof here and a panoramic sunroof in the back as well, both of which come with sun blinds. And you'll notice this kind of band of ambient lighting all the way around the roof of the car there, kind of a halo around the rear of the car. Now here's something interesting, check that out. That is a 21.4-inch screen that folds down from the roof, so you can also kind of watch TV and stuff on that. You can, well, in international markets, you can watch YouTube, you can watch Apple TV, you can watch Instagram, all kinds of things like that on that screen. I can fold that down by pressing this button in the door here. There you go, there comes our screen. The other cool thing about this is if somebody wants to watch something else on the front screen and you in the back wants to watch something different, you can plug your Bluetooth speaker, well, you can use your Bluetooth speakers, you don't have to plug them in, to listen to watch TV on the back on your own. So you've got Spotify on there, Apple TV, Disney as well. I'll pop that back up into the roof. Let me now show you the rear seats. These are very funky, big captain seats. You get 50-watt wireless charger here in the armrest, so also ventilated in there, and down here you get 60-watt USB-C socket and a phone storage holder there. You also get a cup holder here in the armrest that pops out, and then a whole bunch of features here. You can slide and hide those out of the way or open them up. Now this gives you your heating, ventilation and massage functions, and this does something different. Let me press this button here. Now you see this front passenger seat sliding forwards a little bit. Check out what happens to this seat now. Here it comes. Slides backwards, tilts backwards, the leg rest starts to come out and up, and then it tilts you into a zero gravity position. So this seat and the one next to it over there can both go into zero gravity mode. Super comfortable. You can see it says zero gravity down there. You can adjust all these things with the controls on there. I'll press this button to bring the seat back up to an upright position again. Bear in mind, you also get your ISOFIX mountings down there for your kids' seats and top tethers on the back as you want. And you can slide these seats forwards and backwards to enable you to get into the back seat. In the Xpeng X9, they don't have the aisle down the middle like some MPVs have. Instead, they go for the seat sliding forwards. I'm going to show you the rear seat. You've also got, by the way, aircraft style headrests there. Nice and puffy and comfy on the side. Let me press this button down here. That now slides our seat forwards, and we can then climb into the back seats. So these heated, ventilated, massaging. Also in the front, heated, ventilated, massaging. In the back seats, I believe you can get heating. I'm not 100% certain on that. You can also adjust the backrest angle of these seats with your controls over here in the side. So you can move your headrests up and down like that. Or you can adjust the backrest angle with this one, and you can basically lean it all the way backwards like that. Pretty much flat. Headrest goes down automatically, which then allows the seat to lie down even further. So there you go. That's as flat as the rear seat will go. It pretty much goes even down. It goes backwards into the floor. So you can do this on both sides. You can lower the rear seats or adjust your backrest angle, chill out. You can see there's a good amount of legroom there and plenty of footroom down there as well at the bottom. So very comfortable rear seats in this car. And you also get a USB-C socket there in the back as well to charging your phone, and a cup holder if you want it. Now, what else can I show you? This car also comes with, let me just slide that seat back forwards again, or backwards even. This car comes with 10-degree rear wheel steering. So you can actually turn the rear wheels to give this car a super tight turning radius, which is great in somewhere like Hong Kong where the streets are really narrow. You've got loads of kind of hairpins and things like that. It gives you great maneuverability of the car with those tight rear wheels. This car comes with, and I'm going to grab my phone here to make sure I get all the details correct. At least in international markets, it is a front wheel drive car. So as I said, it's all electric. It's 235 kilowatts, 315 horsepower on the front axle, 450 newton meters of torque on there. In China, you can get dual motor version as well with 135 kilowatts on the rear axle. You get a choice of 84.5 or 101.5 kilowatt hour batteries, 3C charging up to 330 kilowatts peak speed on this, and that will give you 610 kilometers of range with the small battery, or up to 702 kilometers of range on the large battery. That is, of course, with CLTC. That's about 16.2 to 17.7 kilowatts per 100 kilometers. What else can I tell you? 20 minutes, 10 to 80%. I did 16 to 80% in 25 minutes when I drove this here in China. Of course, in China, it comes with XNGP as well. New versions, I guess, will come with XNGP that doesn't need the LiDAR units, much like the new cars. You get the 8295 Snapdragon chip inside on that central screen. Sorry, I said it was 15.4 inches. It's actually 17.3 inches. Oh, another thing I mentioned, I forgot this. Let me dive into the back again. Something else I forgot, something that all MPVs need to have, is a fridge and a heater box in there. That is not entirely sure how big that is. I thought I might have a number for litres in there, but I don't, so there you go. A heater and a cooler in the back. It'll go as low as 0 degrees, I believe, and as high as 50. You can also do V2L with this car, so you can charge other things from the charging port, up to 3.3 kilowatts. 10.8 meter turning circle. You can either get 1 or 2 Orin-X chips in this. I guess it's only 1 in international markets because it's 2 if you get the LiDAR, so they're not available outside. As I said, you get dual chamber air suspension as well. Prices, in China at least, this one starts at $49,700, $52,500 for the long range version with a single motor, and $58,000 for the dual motor version with the long range battery. International markets will of course have different pricing than that, probably more expensive because you've got to account for export prices and different tariffs in different markets as well. But there you go, that is the Xpeng X9, just under 5.3 meters long, just under 2 meters wide, 1.785 meters tall, with a wheelbase of 3.16 meters. You wouldn't feel that though when you're driving it, because it's, as I said, super flexible. It's also got automatic parking. This car literally just parked itself in this space by itself just before I started doing this video. So that's really cool. And yeah, that is the, oh, it's an 800 volt platform as well, forgot to mention that. This was the second Xpeng, I believe, to be on their 800 volt SEPA platform, SEPA. You get real leather in there, you also get some full grain leather, you get suede as well on the interior. Heated steering wheel, also as an additional bonus. But there you go, that is the Xpeng X9 here from Stanley Bay, or Saint Stanley Bay in Hong Kong.